It's the Authentic Empress. This is my second attempt to film this live. I don't know if it's because of the content of the information or what, but the message that I got was a need to reconnect, whether that be reconnecting with your bodies, reconnect to spirit, or reconnect to nature. Okay. There could be an element of a source trying to silence a needed to be known, needed to be heard, very much needed to be heard truth in regards to this sickness, or something could already be happening that they're trying to cover up. I'm not sure. Okay. But I had a dream of a lot of people becoming sick, and I mean, it was happening fast. Like, people who were trying to help those who were sick becoming sick quickly. These people were sweating, their faces looked pale, they were coughing, their eyes were watery and puffy, and some like kind of red. Some people even had traits of jaundice, which is yellowing of the skin. A fever is significant because my phone felt warm whenever I went to begin this live. I'm not sure what a hay fever is. I don't know if it's some type of similarities to a hay fever. I don't know what that is. Off the top of my head, I don't know. But that's what I heard. But in a dream, I had a deja vu feeling. So some of you guys who also have any kind of prophetic gifts, maybe you could have gotten some type of channelings or downloads or messages about this. But there's something about feelings of deja vu. I don't know if there's something about the past that's relatable or connected to this. But I was getting past energy or a sickness from the past. But I was feeling like I was having deja vu in the dream. And so I knew how to move accordingly to avoid something, or I chose to do something differently. It's like something that I've experienced before, something I've seen before. And it almost felt like a video game. Like, I don't know, but I remember it looked like I was in some type of bar setting or some type of setting. Yeah, like a bar or something. And for whatever reason, I knew to go through a certain passageway to avoid large groups of people, with this sickness. And it seems like beforehand, like this deja vu feeling, the first time around, the way that I went about it wasn't the best way, and I end up almost like in conflict with these people, and having a not so fair chance to survive. And so it's almost like I stepped out of the room, I exited out of the room before the sickness began to spread. And so I remember entering to another portion of the building, and it was like almost like a lobby-ish type of room with a stairway. And me and someone else, we ran up these stairs, and yeah, that's when everything basically broke out, and people were being brought up there. There was like a couple, like definitely less people than the other room, but people who were potentially able to be saved. But the people that were helping them were becoming sick. There was definitely something airborne going on. I was very conscious and aware of that in the dream, especially this portion of the dream. I was hyper attentive to those who were coughing, the direction of their coughs, people who weren't really thinking much because they're focused on someone else. So they weren't really thinking much about the bacteria of the person's cough nearby and them breathing in it. However, I was like hyper aware, hyper conscious of that. So I would just kind of move around, move away, hold my breath, different things like that. My auntie, I saw my auntie in a dream. And my auntie has this very disco vibes about her. Something about the 80s could be significant, but she had this very disco vibe, 70s, 80s disco vibe about her. That's just her style. It's like a style she's never really let go of. But she really, like she was that person, the big afros and the way that she was dressed, and not just how she was dressed, but how she looked. It looked like she was younger, like I was in a whole nother time frame, like back in her day. And she looked really nice, like as far as her weight, and everything. Like she just looked really nice. She was kind of exposed though, like the kind of top she had on, like you kind of see everything, but everything was in place still. But she was just dressed, kind of provocative. And yeah, but the first thing that I heard was something old, something from the past. Whatever this sickness is related to that. And it was crazy. She was in this room. There was nobody right up on her. But she was almost like unfazed by what was happening around. Like she looked absolutely healthy. So there was that. But yeah, you guys, I want to say that's pretty much the dream. So just be mindful that you are thoroughly connected with the divine, with your divine family, spirit team. When they're giving you wisdom and details of a situation or how you should be guided, where you should go, where you should not go, what you should do in the heat of the moment to better guard yourself, protect yourself. But yeah, these people, they looked like they were burning up, like they were really hot. There was some type of, it's like they looked sweaty and just hot and drained. They looked drained, like something was literally draining the life force from them. They looked pale. And it's just crazy how quickly it happened to people who were helping. I mean, it went from, like, there was this one lady who was helping. Next minute I know, she's sitting down on, like, this bench. And she's just looking like her eyes are kind of looking towards the floor. And it's like by the second, she was just looking less and less like herself. And it's almost like she was in this place of shock or acceptance of what was taking place with her body. But yeah. I also have a continuation from the dream channeling from yesterday about the giant owl. So I left off that I felt a feminine energy from that giant owl, which masculines and feminines both carry feminine energy. But in the Bible, the Most High, or the wisdom, is described as the feminine energy. She's referred to as she. So that could be why For those of you who pray for wisdom, like for example, I pray for wisdom. I prayed I pray for wisdom and understanding. That could be confirmation from the divine of your wisdom increasing, your understanding deepening, your discernment, your intuition strengthening as well, to help you move or find those ways of escape, avoid pending dooms by your attentiveness to detail, your attentiveness to those things in the dark, so that nocturnal vision, the things in the shadows, the things that are easily unseen, things cloaked with veils. While many people may give in to distractions, not paying attention to their surroundings, like that, yeah. I'm not sure if I mentioned there was a dog in the dream, a black dog, pitch black, that seemed to appear out of nowhere, but he was sitting as if he was just watching me and he was waiting. And I noticed he had a clock on his neck, or almost like how those ticking time bomb type of things look. And it stood out because the canvas of his pitch black fur. Sit down. Sit down. And I saw the red numbers counting down. And the number started from 12. And it count down as it got to 0. The dog charged at me and tried to attack me. But I escaped out of a high window. I escaped. And then as I was escaping, this man showed up. It's a Caucasian man, kind of heavy set, like middle, not obese, but obese for his height, but for his BMI, but big stomach type of person, wide stature, stand with his legs wide. And he shot at me. He had another gentleman, clearly, had another guy with him, more slender, like more average build, what I had on. They called themselves trying to hunt me and locate me since I escaped and was unscathed. The bullet missed me. I fell out of the window before it hit me. I went on the side of the building. There was like a lot going on the side of the building, like tall grass, and I don't know if it's debris from, I don't know, but there's a lot of material, and I kind of just laid there and like camouflaged with what was there. And I outsmarted them. They were unable to locate me. Get down and stay down there. Something could be significant about feet as well. Something about feet could be related in regards to whatever this is. I just heard girt your loins about with truth. And beautiful are the feet of those who carry the gospel of peace. beware. These are just channel messages that's coming through now. Beware. Also, after having that dream, I felt guided to watch something in regards to Louisiana, like history on Louisiana. And there's this aspiration, or this, I'm trying to think of the correct term, this creature, this I think it's called it starts with an R. Those of you who are from Louisiana background, you may be more familiar with it. It's like a rangaloo, ringalu, but it's like a dog man, what they call it. And it's crazy how later on I was guided to watch that, and they showed that and was talking about that, and they say usually don't just attack you just to attack you. It's more so you encroaching their environment, their territory. But what was most significant about me watching it, of course, how they describe what he looks like, that pitch dark fur. But what stood out the most, you guys, and I was just like, okay, because I've been channeling Louisiana for some time, and New Orleans specifically, and I just, I have my reasons why I was channeling it. But they said that he was really bad at math, or he's really bad at math, or something like that. Not that great with math, and that he can only count up to 12. In my dream, the ticking clock or ticking time clock or whatever, that was, counting backwards. It began at, I don't know if it began at 12. When I noticed it, it started at 12. So I don't know if something could be happening a year from now. Something began last year. Something could be happening in December. 12 weeks, 12 days, 12 hours. I don't know. But it's something about time is ticking. Something is winding down. Something is closely approaching. But that's all I have for this channel message, you guys. I will see you on the next video.